How many times do you avoid tasks? How many times do you wait till the very last minute to finish a task? And how many times does this cycle cause you a lot of stress? If you're anything like me, you suffer from this. And if you're anything like the 90% of my Instagram followers, then you procrastinate at some point in your life. Procrastination can cause a lot of anxiety and stress, and it definitely puts us backwards in terms of progress. Procrastination is more biological than emotional. It happens to most of us. So how should we break free of this self-sabotaging habit and make progress towards our biggest goals? Let's find out together. Hi there, this is Prasha Dutra, and I'm passionate about helping you unlock your true potential in your science, technology, engineering, and mathematics career and beyond. Less than a decade ago, I moved to the US from India to live my American dream. I took my engineering career to the next level by starting my own consulting and coaching company while thriving at my 9-to-5 job. Money, time management, career planning, and personal growth are all things we'll discuss here. From expert guests and their stories to my own lessons, this show is an ongoing masterclass in how to believe in your brilliance and conquer your STEM career with confidence. Get a pen and paper and get ready for an education you wish you had in school. This is Her STEM Story, the podcast. So procrastination is the result of a fight between two brothers, limbic system and prefrontal cortex. Limbic system is the older brother because it's been in our brain for a longer time, whereas prefrontal cortex is a newer formed part of our brain. In this fight, usually the older brother wins. Every time you procrastinate, your limbic system is winning because this is where all the fun happens. Prefrontal cortex, however, is where the work happens. Imagine it's the office. And that's why it's more biological. Remember, you can't completely eliminate this because you can't completely eliminate the fight between these two organs. You have to find ways to work with it. So here are 3 ways that I tackle procrastination on a daily basis. And these are 3 rules, actually. So these are not so much 3 steps, but 3 rules that you should live by and follow whenever you're stuck in a procrastination rut. So let's get started. Number 1, when in doubt, choose action over inaction. So the tips and rules that I'm sharing here are coming from a lot of books that I've read. I will share the links to those books in the episode notes so you can go ahead and read them too. So number 1, as I said, is when in doubt, choose action over inaction. This comes from the Bhagavad Gita, and I read it in my Gita by Devdutt Patnaik, where he explains this really, really well. Whether it means just to open a laptop and that's all you do, or it just means that you get started on that project, but choose to act rather than thinking about acting. That's exactly what inaction means, is the thought of acting. If you replace that thought with the actual action, then you're choosing action over inaction. Best way to make this choice easy for yourself is to break down a task into very small pieces. So for example, when I was procrastinating recording this episode, I decided to do just one thing. I broke down the whole task into really small steps. And so the first step was get your notebook and name the episode. Then start writing. If you can't write the whole thing, just write the first 3 things that come to mind. When it came to recording, the steps were get your laptop, connect to the mic, open the laptop, and that's it. We're not thinking too far out. So breaking them down into tiny steps will help you choose action over inaction. So even if I would have opened the laptop and not hit record, I would have made a little bit progress. And that's the beauty of this rule, is that no matter how small you break the task, and no matter how many steps you do follow, you will always come out with progress. When you're stuck in inaction mode, you create more anxiety and more stress for yourself because you're constantly thinking about performing the task. And a lot of times this thought is more overwhelming than actually performing the task. How many times have you thought about, oh my God, I have to do the dishes, and worried about it all day. And when you actually got to doing it, you were like, I don't know what I was so worried about. So the thought takes more energy than the actual action. So always, always, always choose action over inaction. No matter how small the action is, you'll always make progress. So at every step, choose action over inaction. And if you want to read more about this, then definitely read the book that's in the episode notes called My Gita by Devdutt Patnaik. Number 2, please make a decision. Not making a decision is going to hurt you more in the long run. So please decide. A lot of times we appear at a turnpike in our life where we have to make a decision. And we get stuck in this indecision mode. And we don't know which way to go. We don't know how to decide. And so we spend a lot of time in this indecision mode, which again is the thought of making decision and causes a lot of stress. Deciding to do something is usually half of the battle. For example, for a month, I woke up early with intentions to work out, but I didn't decide on what workout, which exercise, or what goal would I work towards. This led me into a lot of anxiety every morning, confusion, and a lot of wasted effort, which convinced my brain, let's not do anything. And that brought me back to choosing inaction over action. Because I couldn't decide, after a lot of frustration, I did the obvious thing. I decided on 3 simple things: the what, the why, and the how. I decided on a workout, I decided on my goal, and I decided how am I going to do it. Will it be upstairs, downstairs? Will it be at a gym? Will it be outside? And once these were set, choosing action was way more easier than settling for inaction. Decision-making in itself is overwhelming and can cause further procrastination. That's why my pro tip here is to reach out to friends, peers, mentors, or resources to help you with this very important step. Don't try to do this alone. In my case, for my workouts, I seeked help from a workout coach. And I decided to sign up for their services because this is exactly what I needed. I needed someone to help me decide which workout is best for me. Seek help to avoid any roadblocks in this decision-making process. The faster you decide, the more help that you have, the farther you'll go in life and will make progress towards your goals. And decision-making will help you feel more confident in the long run. I want you to take your pen and paper, if you're not driving, and write down the things that you have not decided on. Oh, the podcast that you've been thinking about and you have not decided about doing it. The blog that's always on your mind, but you have not made a decision to go forward with it. The job that you really, really want, but have not decided to apply for it. How many things in life are we stuck in decision mode? I want you to write that down and try to eliminate as many of them as possible. And please, as I said, seek help in this step because decision making is hard, especially when you've never done it before. And it can, again, cause a lot of stress and anxiety, and it can actually put you behind on all your goals. So I want you to spend time on this step. Finally, number 3, choose progress over perfection. It's very easy to fall into the perfection trap because we're raised in a perfection-rewarding school system and society. A world where we thrive for perfection, and especially as women, we wear the perfection thing as a crown. The truth is, perfection is unattainable because it's relative. No matter what you do, someone will not like what you did. There's always going to be someone who'll prove you wrong and will hate your work. I read this somewhere that perfection and procrastination are twins. Maybe not identical, but they both yield the same result. That is, no results at all. So it's important to not fall in this trap and choose progress over perfection. Best way to accomplish this is by finding yourself an accountability partner. someone who can keep track of your progress. Perfectionism can be a deep-seated belief. So be patient while you're processing this. Accountability can come from a lot of people, including friends, family, coaches, or even people that have groups or support groups. If you can create your own group, that's also a great way to find accountability partners. When I was trying to wake up early, I always wanted to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. But it was so hard in the beginning and I almost gave up until I found an accountability partner on Instagram and we kept each other accountable. And even if I woke up late some days, she was there to tell me, "Good job. That's okay. I'm just glad that you woke up." So you can do so many things to create this accountability between you and your friends and make lots and lots of progress. Again, if you want to do this faster, then my suggestion is to find a professional who can help you with it. But really, you can find friends and you can find people who are on the same track. In my opinion, Instagram is one of the best places to find it if you can surround yourself with the right people. Definitely follow me because a lot of great people follow me back, and there are tons and tons of groups that can help you as well. So that's number 3. To summarize, if you followed these 3 simple rules, you will start to manage your procrastination better and will make more progress in whatever area of your life you wish to grow in. So I'm going to summarize one more time. Number 1, choose action over inaction. That means break down the task into smaller steps so that taking action is easier and it's not overwhelming. Choose action because inaction is just the thought of taking an action, whereas action is to act. Thoughts are overwhelming. Action, not so much. Number 2, decision over indecision. Choose to decide over not deciding anything. So make a decision, a firm, committed decision. Take help from people who can help you decide. If you're trying to do this in a new area, you really need to reach out to people who've already done this. And if you want to grow faster, then you need to hire professionals who can help you with some of these decisions, even if that means a simple strategy call with the resume writer, or even if it means that a one-on-one call with a recruiter, whatever that means in your area and the places that you're stuck at, decision-making is something you can use help in. And number 3, choose progress over perfection. I know you want it to be perfect. Unfortunately, there's nothing called perfection because we can't measure it. It doesn't exist. So do your best and forget the rest. And always choose to make progress over perfection. And if you like these tips, then follow me on Instagram for more mini trainings on this topic in the coming weeks. Subscribe, rate, and review this podcast, and I'm so excited to see you again next week. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.